What the compliance strategy means is that those who are eligible to pay, or those who have the means to pay, or who fall within the tax net, they should be able to pay the tax as part of the strategy, which is to work with the taxpayers, educate the taxpayers, tell them about what the actual tax policies are, tax rates are, when these things can be done. So the compliance strategy is about compliance of the law that is there, but it doesn't mean that suddenly different sectors will be targeted outside of the law. So if there are incentives for small, medium enterprises, that incentive continues. If there are incentives for those in agriculture. So this is a compliance strategy to make sure that those who should pay taxes are actually paying. It is not about going after people. It is about working with those, and I think the strategy includes different categories. The voluntary compliers, those who may not have the necessary information, those who are negligent, but then there are those who actually deliberately, willfully try and evade taxes. Those different compliance strategies will target those different categories of taxpayers. So yes, it's a good strategy, because the compliance strategy also means working with the taxpayers, because we want, as a government, we want businesses to thrive. And part of the responsibility and part of what FRCS does, their job is also to support businesses. Not take actions to just, a compliance action that leads to the closure or removal or destruction of businesses. It's not about that. It's about working together with the taxpayers so that they understand that if they have to pay tax, they ought to pay tax as part of the law, as part of the tax policy. But it also means, for example, amnesty that we provided for 3 months, that was designed to give those who had fallen behind, those who may have missed the opportunity, those who have discovered at some point in time that they have a tax obligation that they didn't meet. This was to bring them, give them these 3 months, 90 days, to comply, to get their plans with FRCS, get the accountants to work with FRCS. So it is all about building that partnership, bringing together and building a ecosystem where taxpayers also feel a part of that, where FRCS staff feel that they can work with the taxpayers in a more congenial, more conducive environment to be able to collect the revenue that they are required to collect. So the strategy is about partnership. It's about getting the taxpayers to understand their obligations. It's also about the taxpayers interacting with the FRCS so that there is a long-term partnership. And FRCS